Well, it is December 15th, and we were promised by the Democrats that they would have Build Back Better passed before Christmas, including some plan, A, B, or C, with immigration or some combination of it. But unfortunately, it is looking dimmer and dimmer and dimmer and dimmer.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes, that President Joe Biden's $1.7 trillion safety net bill, which will include, hopefully, some form of immigration benefits for millions and millions of people, will be passed by the end of the year. It's simple math, yo-yo. They don't have 50 votes. Simple math. The decision is also in part because Senate Democrats haven't finished negotiating the bill. Provisions on state and local taxes, that's the SALT deduction, yo-yo. Are you familiar with the SALT deduction? So you were allowed to deduct your state taxes from your federal taxes. Donald Trump and the Republicans took that away. So it affects people in states that are highly taxed, like New York and California.
Got you.
Pumpkin didn't care about New York and California because people who voted for him are not from those states. And it helps people from states with low state taxes, which would be Texas, Florida, and some of the other states where there are low state taxes. And what happens now after Trump passed his tax bill, people in low state taxes saw their tax bills go down. People in high state taxes, even though they were paying less in federal, saw their taxes go up because you couldn't deduct your state and local taxes from your federal bill. So the Senate Democrats are trying to reinstate some form of that as well, and also some environmental issues as well. So because of that, and we still haven't heard from the parliamentarian about A, B, or C. I don't have to go through it. I've talked about it ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. So we're still waiting to hear A, B, or C. And as a matter of fact, there's some anonymous sources coming out of the U.S. Senate saying the vote could be delayed as far down as March 2022.
Oh, wow.
So we were told it would be done before Halloween. Then we were told it would be done before Thanksgiving. Then we were told it would be done by Christmas. And now the anonymous leaks. And by the way, anonymous leaks are never really leaks. They're just kind of trial balloons to, it's all done on purpose. Yeah. It's all trial balloons to see how the public's going to react to it before they make an official announcement that it would be March. Now, Schumer claims he's not throwing in the towel. He says the president and our friend, our quoted friend, Senator Manchin, they're still having discussions and we're waiting to see the outcome of those discussions. One of the big issues that's going to have trouble, the Democrats are going to have trouble doing, is if inflation continues to rear its ugly head, and we are in a state of inflation at this very moment. It will be extraordinarily difficult for the U.S. government to now spend $1.7 trillion additional money, because as the government spends money that they don't have, you are making the value of money less valuable, which causes inflation. All right, so it could be a problem if inflation doesn't get taken care of in the next few months. It's going to cause the Democrats to even have a harder time passing some of these bills. The one thing that they are trying to do is pass voter reform as well. We need voter reform as desperately as we need anything else, because without voter reform, we don't have a proper working democracy. People's votes are taken away from them, yo-yo. People are disenfranchised. States redistrict and put all of the Democratic vote, all of the minority vote in a big cluster, so it doesn't count as much as other areas. So, and they redistrict in weird ways. It's not without logical sense, other than to cluster a lot of Democratic votes in one section, so that way the other sections that are voting within that particular state or counties or however they redistrict has more Republican votes. So if you have, for example, let's say you have 500,000 Democratic votes in a state, and you have 500,000. This is why redistricting is so important, okay, and it's a big issue. Let's say hypothetically you have 500,000 Democratic votes in a state, you have 500,000 Republican votes in the state, and they redistrict, and they put all 450,000 of the 500,000 Democrats in one area. So that's one congressman, okay? And then all of the other 8 congressmen from that state all end up becoming Republican. And it's like a weird line, however they divide it. And that's how the Republicans stay in power. Because the majority of people still vote Democrat. Majority of people voted for Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump won. It was partly because of the Electoral College. It's redistricting, it's everything.
Yeah.
Okay? So they want to pass a voting rights bill to make it easier for people to vote, to make it less restrictive for states to restrict people from voting, whether it's making people travel long distances, eliminating voters who do mail-in ballots, and many other things that states do to restrict voting. And mostly the Republicans, they do it to restrict minority voting. And by the way, the Democrats are just as guilty in Democratic states. They bundle Republicans together to keep the Democrats in power. So they want to try to eliminate some of this, rezoning to try to game the system, as well as some of the other voting problems that the United States has. So as a result, they want to eliminate the filibuster from the Senate, which is 60 votes to pass a bill. So also they are in discussions with Senator Manchin about that as well. Now, why that's important for immigration is if they do eliminate the filibuster, it's possible, even if Build Back Better doesn't pass, they have a Democratic majority in the House of Representatives, and it is possible they can then pass an immigration bill and not worry about the parliamentarian whether or not this is a budget or a new law. So now all of a sudden, if they pass the bill, they've changed the rules in the Senate to say we're going to pass bills with a simple majority of 50 people, they don't need the parliamentarian anymore to say this is a budget reconciliation issue or this is a new law. And now all of a sudden, we're talking all over again about immigration reform. So that's why it's very important to see what happens with the voting rights bill. Because if they allow a majority vote for that, they're going to allow a majority vote for everything. Meanwhile, yesterday, the Department of Homeland Security announced, Jonathan, that the United States is committing for the first time to define statelessness. Do you know there are people living in the United States right now who have no country? They don't have a passport. They may not have identification. I have several of those clients. It's very difficult for them to prove they are who they are.
Wow.
And as a result, they have big problems. Stateless people have problems getting immigration benefits, because you have to go take a biometric fingerprint, for example.
Right.
You need photo ID. Well, if you have no status here, where are you getting your photo ID from? It always starts from the passport from your particular country.
So these people don't have.
They don't have.
Wow.
They can't go to an embassy to get a passport. There are over 200,000 people stateless living in the United States right now who have no passport, no country that they call home. And the United Nations has always defined stateless people, but the United States has never defined it. So for instance, as I said, the United States, stateless people don't have identity documents, and they have trouble proving they are who they are to get any immigration benefits whatsoever. Now, the move can help perhaps 218,000 people who don't have passports in the United States of America. Because once you define who a stateless person is, you can now make rules to assist them if they don't have a passport, how they can prove they are who they are. Right now, there's no rule anywhere to prove that anybody is who they are unless they have photo identification.
Right.
So this is a good first step for the many stateless people in the United States of America who have no identification, no passport, no nothing. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.